What's up, family? This is Kaden with Urban Finance. I pray that you're having a blessed day despite everything that is going on with this whole coronavirus epidemic. As you may have heard, there are some new legislation in Congress that was proposed by Congresswoman Ilhan, Omar, and Ayanna Pressley. And the proposed bill would forgive up to $30,000 of student loan. Yes, you heard that right. $30,000 of student loan. Maybe you may have some excitement in my voice, or maybe not. Maybe I'm a little biased because Ayanna Pressley is my congresswoman, so shout out to her and the city of Boston. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what that proposed student forgiveness bill will mean for you. First, before we jump into the new legislation, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that there is student loan forgiveness available already, and it's from the Public Loan Forgiveness Program. This particular program would allow you to forgive the remainder of your student's loan after you have made 120 payments, which equals to about 10 years of student loan forgiveness. So if you're someone that works for a government agency or a nonprofit, you may qualify for this particular loan. And I said may, so make sure you check with your lender and on the website for this federal loan program in order to know if you will be forgiven on that. And it's said that the payments does not have to be consecutive, which means that, hey, if you happen to miss a payment in that 10-year period, you won't have to start over anything. But I have heard complaints from people who plan to have their student loan forgiveness and who have paid that 120 payments, albeit they may have, did forbearance or something like that in between there, who have not had their loan forgiven and are fighting in court to have their loan forgiven. So if you do qualify for this, you may want to make sure that you check out all the requirements according to the specific government loan that you have. And that's another thing to note. This only applies to federal loans. And I'll definitely leave in the description a list of federal loans that this applies to. So if you have a private loan, this particular loan forgiveness would not apply to you. And this is why the proposed bill by Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley and Ilhan Omar is so important, especially at this time where a lot of people are unable to meet their basic needs because of this pandemic. So let's get into a little more what this bill is about. So under the Student Debt Relief Act, you will be allowed to forgive up to $30,000 of your student loan. And that's not just it. So there are about 45 million Americans or 45 million student borrowers. All of these people, regardless to private or federal student loans, will have a portion of their loans forgiven up to $30,000. The other part of the legislation that I really like is that the government will provide immediate student loan relief for those with federal student loan, which means they will pick up the bill for those that have federal student loan. And the last part of it, which is really good, especially for federal student loan, is that the government will not garnish your paychecks. And we know that one of the reasons why most people pay their taxes and are made to pay the government first, if you owe someone, pay the government first, is because the government has the ability to garnish your wages. And if you don't pay back your student loan, they can garnish your wage. And so for here, you get protection against wage garnishment, which is really big. And so this part of the legislation is very important. I know that there are probably a lot of people watching this and thinking that, oh, this is for those lazy millennials, but there are actually people that are baby boomers that still have not paid back their student loans. And so this applies to a lot of people. And for those that think that I am super biased because I have a ton of student loans, check out my video on how my wife and I paid off $120,000 of our debt, which a portion of it was student loan. And so right now I am 100% debt-free, and I'm still in favor for Student Relief Act. Because why? Because I do think this is one of the things that will help to stimulate the economy. A lot of people blame millennials for destroying the restaurant industry, aka for not going out to as many restaurants to eat. But how can they when they have $30,000 of student loan, $40,000 of student loan? I have worked with people who started off making very little, who had $100,000 of student loans, a master's degree, and not making that much. I know a lot of teachers that need a master's degree and sometimes only make $30,000. Which is insane to me. And so the government needs to do something about the student loan crisis, and I think this is a step in the right direction. All right, family, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Do you agree that the government should be picking up the tab at the sum of $30,000 $30,000 per student loan borrowers? Or do you think they should not? Do you think any portion of student loan should be forgiven? I'm curious to hear your thoughts, especially from those that do not have any student loan. Obviously, I'd love to hear the thoughts of those that do have student loan who may be biased, as I am, even though I don't have any student loan. All right, family, thank you for watching. This is Kaden with Urban Finance. If you haven't already, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and even in the midst of this disaster, don't forget to live your best life.